Hello and do that again. That went a bit wrong. Hello and welcome back to the How I Ripped Off Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast. We're back. It's season 2, baby.
Do you mean video podcast?
No, because it's an actual podcast.
Okay.
That's how we're marketing it this season.
Good marketing plan.
The video podcast is still there. You might be watching this on YouTube right now, but primarily we are a straight podcast.
Okay.
Now this video.
Straight.
Hey, don't start. My name's Tip Thompson, I'm here with MC.
Hi.
And yes, as I mentioned, we're back for season 2 of the podcast, Tomorrow Gason, season 2. How are you feeling?
I'm really, really excited. Actually,
too.
I want to know what happens. I want to laugh at you.
Yep.
I want to laugh with you.
Yep.
I want to laugh at you some more.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I want to cringe and crawl away and die in a box, so it's going to be good. It's going to be like old times. Well, I mean, if you want to catch up on what happened in season 1, then you should probably go and listen to season 1, to be honest. Like, we're not going to recap it for you here. But just to, if you don't know the premise already, we're going to read through this series that I wrote, I started writing when I was 14. I'm probably about 15 by the time this one comes around. So, hopefully, it might be slightly better. You know, I may have progressed slightly in some ways. Maybe. We're about to find out. Should we do it?
Let's
This
do
is
it.
episode 1 of season 2. Return. Previously on Tomorrow Gason. This vampire lowered his shoulder and sent Jay flying through the glass partition which separated the kitchen from the hall. Louise's eyes just caught a glimpse of a hand on her head. It shoved her down the stairs, taking the zombie with her. He blocked it, and without giving Chip a chance to react, he drew his sword up, cutting Chip from his stomach to just under his chin. He fell to the floor, trying to hold some of the blood that was now seethed through his shirt. MC's head hit a rock as he landed, part of his rock collection. He was dazed for a few seconds and came to, just in time to see Jack slice his left hand off. No. Oh my god, it's nicking things from Star Wars now. Season 2, Episode 1, Return. MC was sweating. The nightmare had awoken him. It wasn't the first dream he had had about that night, and he wished they would stop. Maybe if Chip came back, but then again, it had been 3 months and still nothing from him. Okay, so we've moved on.
We have.
We've moved on. So since the battle with Jack and the 147 members of Jack's army, it's been 3 months. So, you know, like a summer season sort of thing. MC's having nightmares. He's sweaty.
Nothing new.
No, standard, like real life. And Chip has been away. We knew he disappeared at the end of the battle.
We do.
Where do we think he's been?
Wanking,
yes, probably. Maybe he's been off in Tokyo with his brother or
for
something.
a ninja wank. What would a ninja wank be?
Would it be like one you didn't know that's happening?
You just look down and you realise you're covered in jizz.
That happens to me all the time anyway. MC reached over to his alarm clock to flick the small light switch that eliminated the time. Oh god, we're back. Hang on, okay. First sentence of the season 2. Okay, so MC's reached over to his alarm clock, which has a light switch on it.
Yeah.
So it's a lamp alarm clock.
Yeah.
Do they exist?
Apparently.
Okay. And he's eliminated all of time.
Is this like when they blew up magic?
Is this how they did it? They've gone back in time to eliminate all the time in the world. No, maybe this is me retconning all the times and specific things I used in the last season.
Oh, I see.
Like, oh god, he's going to say it's 8:07 a.m. No, I'm eliminating the time.
That makes sense. No, it doesn't, but let's go with that.
He couldn't quite reach with his stump.
Oh,
MC had his hand cut off.
He did.
He had his hand cut off and now he's got a stump. If MC's hand had been where it once was, then he would have been able to reach. No problem. I mean, I feel like we figured that out already. That was kind of implied.
What, do we know if it's his right hand or his left hand? What's it said?
I don't remember.
Ooh.
Maybe it'll probably chop and change, to be fair. Hey, chop and change? Hey.
Did he like cut off his hand and stick it on the other one?
Instead, he decided he didn't care what the time was, because he's eliminated it, so...
Is this a sample of how your writing has evolved, where you realise that you don't need to specify what time it is, and this is your way of calling it out?
No, absolutely not. That is not a thing that's happened. Instead, he decided he didn't care what the time was. In fact, he was thirsty. The dressing gown? What was the point of this invention? Was it to keep you warm when you got out of bed, or was it more to do with hiding a gentleman's early morning thing? What? I mean... Okay, this is very much me just writing in my thoughts as I go along, isn't it?
What is the point of a dressing gown? Is it warmth or is it to hide your morning wood? Who knows?
Mate, and this entire episode is just going to be like an essay about dressing gowns now, isn't it?
I feel that this is drawn from your actual experience of the time. Like, you get up early, put on your dressing gown, you got a boner.
Why is my winky hard? I'm going to write about it. But I'll say it was MC. MC gets erections, I don't. All MC knew was that it hid his stump. Hello. All MC knew was that it hid his stump, at least from other people. Oh, okay, so he feels it's still there, but it's visually hidden from the world.
Exactly.
What sort of dressing gown doesn't have handholes?
I guess one with very long sleeves.
Maybe, or maybe it doesn't reach out because there's no hand.
Yeah.
That's surely drawing more attention to it. See, I'm really quizzical about dressing gowns.
It's nice to know that some things haven't changed.
As he wrapped the belt cord around his waist, MC heard the faint sound of someone moaning, as if they were putting a lot of effort into something. He dashed down the large hall of the mansion and saw Louise sitting at the top of the stairs. She'd been trying to get down, but the wheelchair was really not helping her mobility.
Oh my god.
Yes, because Louise got thrown down several floors, off the balcony or the flights of stairs in the battle from the last and the end of season 1.
Everyone's so fucked up.
Whoa.
Is this like you trying to be progressive? Like, you can kill vampires even if you're disabled.
No. No, not at all. It's not going to be that at all. You knew that as well.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so MC's missing the hands, left or right, depending on the episode. Louise is in a wheelchair, and she's sat at the top of the stairs. I feel like this could go very badly. MC scooped her up in his strong ninja arms.
Sounds quite Mills and Boone, doesn't it? He scooped me up in his strong ninja arms, and I felt his swelling gentleman's early morning thing through his dressing gown.
What is a dressing gown? Is it an invitation to make love? MC scooped her up in his strong ninja arms and took her down the stairs. Is he cradling the wheelchair as well, or is he...
don't know.
Just scooped her up? Because he's got strong ninja arms, so he could probably carry a wheelchair.
True.
The past few months had been a chore, to say the least, for Louise. One moment she was being chased by zombies, the next she was laying in a hospital bed, unable to move. Recently, the feeling in her legs had started to return, and now there was talk of physiotherapy to help bring her recovery along. Does that happen? Is that medically accurate? Can the feeling in your leg just suddenly start coming back? It's not like she's got a numb bum or something.
You've got the worst dead leg you've ever had.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
Both of them. I feel like I didn't do a lot of research into
I suspect that might be the case.
Medical conditions in terms of people in wheelchairs. Louise felt eternally grateful to MC and Jay, who had helped out so much in terms of getting about. Jay had even been so kind as to offer her a bed bath on many occasions.
It's funny how times have changed, isn't it? Now it's it's not like we're above making jokes about sexual assault, but in a knowing way, where this isn't actually something that's funny.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's haha, he's gonna trick you into seeing you naked and grope you.
Yeah, he's gonna take the handicapped lady into a bath and then touch her.
Yeah. Oh no, it's quite funny actually.
Well, I mean, Jay has lost his riches, so he needs another character trait. So sexual
he's
predator, this is it.
He's still Slipknot though.
After MC placed Louise on the hallway floor, he went back up and fetched her wheelchair. Oh, there we go. We've got our answer.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to leave her there and be like, "Come on, you're getting the feeling back in your legs." As he put her back into the chair, MC asked,
"So why are you up at this time?"
She looked up at him and smiled. "I was just stretching my legs." She made a joke.
I know, it's quite sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. They both went into the kitchen. MC had offered to push her, but Louise liked the little bit of independency she had left.
Is that spelled wrong?
I think independency.
Independency, is that... Independence would be...
Yeah, is independency...
I don't think that's a word.
I don't think it's a word. The spell checker doesn't like it.
No.
No. Independency.
Right.
But she likes it. Whatever bit of it she's got left, she likes the piece of independency she's got left.
Is that less than independence? Like, she doesn't really have much independence, but she's got a little bit of independency left.
Like the sugar in the bowls, just a little bit left, they're running low. Inside, they found Jay wearing a pair of Slipknot pyjamas, staring into a cup of coffee. Ah, there we go.
Still like Slipknot.
Still like Slipknot. Oh, I wonder if you can get Slipknot pyjamas.
I'm sure there was a time in the 2000s when you absolutely could.
I bet. I'm going to have a look, see if we can find some.
What are you up to?
Inquired MC. Jay didn't look up when he answered.
You know, when I was rich, I could have brought the really expensive coffee. Now I have to put up with this Tesco's crap.
Of course, Tesco's in Japan. Yeah, Japanese branch of Tesco's. Oh my God. There's not actually a Tesco's in Japan, Jay, said Louise. Thank you, Louise. Yes. Oh my God.
Voice of reason, as always.
The writing's progressing, the writing's progressing.
I know.
He replied.
I just can't pronounce the name of the supermarket.
MC poured himself and Louise a cup. It did taste pretty bad. I guess no one's really making any money now because they relied on Jay's riches. I mean, they had their sort of ninja PI business sort of that didn't really
I don't know if they made any money off that.
No, they never did. They had business cards.
Yeah.
But they never had a case where they made money.
Did we ever see a client in the first series?
No, I don't think so.
They just ran around killing vampires and zombies.
Yeah, they just did whatever Shinno Khan told them to do, really.
Yeah.
So, wow. But they're squatting in an abandoned mansion, so at least they haven't got to worry about rent.
True.
They've just got to eat the bad coffee. That's not what I meant. Oh God, it's getting to me already.
But it's so bad, it becomes a solid.
Things had got pretty bad for Jay, financially anyway. I mean, can you get worse than being completely broke?
Well, I mean, we're just talking about his finances. We're not talking about his health or his love life.
True.
Or
yeah.
Slipknot collection or...
That always remains positive.
Exactly.
After losing all of his stock, he then had to sell his luxurious apartment and his expensive car to pay his debts, which included the final payments for the ownership of the mansion and a fine for the hire van Jay never returned.
Is that a mistake, though? Because it wasn't Jay who was driving, it was Fuckface Mook, Semi-Evil.
Lee.
Thank
You were very close, yeah. But you would imagine Jay would have paid for it.
Yeah.
It would have been his name on the lease, because...
I was taking that as, he actively didn't return it, right?
No. It was the van, they put all the explosives in to blow up the genetics office in Season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, but he sold his apartment and his expensive car, so obviously the gang's got some money.
No, but I mean, from the look of it, they used it to pay off the mansion. So they own the mansion now, at least, so they're not squatting. That's good.
So it's no longer an abandoned mansion, it's their mansion.
Ooh.
Progress. Jay's efforts in finding some kind of job had also failed, seeing as he went for one interview only at a video rental music shop.
What?
A video rental music shop. So, like a record shop that does video rentals.
I guess.
I guess.
Like Blockbuster, HMV.
No, because considering when this was written, it would have been like Blockbuster R price.
True.
I like that they sent Jay out to work as well. Oh, Jay, you can't fund us anymore. You better go get a fucking job then, ain't you? He got the job, but didn't fancy working 40 hours a week. Well, he's been in money all his life, this is the real world now. Before the feeling of awkward silence completely filled the group, Shinno Khan appeared!
Yay!
Yay! The first drink of Season 2.
Don't you ever sleep?
Asked Jay.
Being deceased, my young friend, tends to halt one's sleep pattern.
That's true, I guess. The dead don't sleep.
I guess.
Yeah. He looked at the gang.
I might ask you the same question. Just a quick stop,
said MC. Any luck tracking down Chip, Louise wondered? Because there's no actual end to her speech there, it just carries on. So she's actually said, Louise wondered.
She's talking in the third person now.
That's what happens when you lose the feelings in your leg.
No, I'm sorry. He is still lost to me.
Ooh, so Shinno Khan, who knows everything, even he can't find Chip.
He must be using his ninja not being seen by Shinno Khan powers.
Which he learned through that year training that he did.
Do you reckon he's dead? Oh, sorry, again,
read that again.
Marks. Do you reckon he's dead, Jay asked.
Oh, God.
It's spreading, it's contagious.
It's all gone wrong for the gang. Jay! Louise snapped at him. It's my angry female voice. Jay! Louise snapped at him.
Hey, I was just asking. It has been 3 months. If Chip had passed on, then I would know about it. That's the theory of it, anyway.
He's got his lab coat on at the moment.
Like I said, I do not know where Chip may be.
So, this ancient, dead, wise Chinese, Japanese ninja master, he's
Yeah.
talking about the theory of death. You know, it could be. I don't know. It's never been proven.
He's pretty familiar with death, what with being dead for several years and a ghost. You would have thought he would figure that shit out by
Yeah, as a guy who can see everything that happens ever.
now. Yeah.
Shinno-kan was disappointed in himself. Not really having hobbies to occupy his time meant he had plenty to search for Chip using his supernatural connections.
Ooh.
Has he got like this entire other life in this other plane of existence where he's got like friends, but he's not really got any hobbies, so he's not busy, he doesn't go to the gym or anything like that, but he's got his connections that are supernatural.
Do you think he's got a wife there and kids? Do you think he's got another set of ninjas there and he never tells his...
He's cheating on us.
I know.
Oh no. Not really having hobbies to occupy his time meant he had plenty to search for Chip using his supernatural connections. But he had drawn a blank at every turn.
Anyway,
He continued, trying not to dwell on his worries.
I think it would be a good idea for you all to get some sleep. I have a feeling it may be a busy day tomorrow.
Oh, a bit of foreshadowing, so he's seen something that's coming tomorrow. Also, we don't know what time it is, because, time's been eliminated, so I assumed it was the morning, but it might be,
I am actually
late at night?
curious.
Yeah.
I missed the old...
I missed season
it's
1.
4:07 a.m. Question. You do know that we haven't had any trouble to deal with since Jack, right?
Said MC. Oh, so they haven't had any evil to fight since Jack was killed. Okay, maybe that at least the army of 147 was all the evil in Tokyo.
Correction.
Shinno-kan replied.
You have had your own troubles to deal with, but it is time to move on, and tomorrow will bring the required changes.
What's happening tomorrow?
I wonder if... Do you think Shinno-kan just hasn't told them about shit going down so they can recover?
I don't think I'm that clever. I don't think I was that clever, at least. But you got very deep there, didn't you? You got your own troubles to deal with. So, yeah.
I hope you right.
MC lied and messed up his entire sentencing. He really didn't feel like fighting anymore. He didn't know if he still could.
Oh, man.
Wow. Whoa, what a bleak opening to season 2, man. Jeez. Everyone's kind of messed up and... Yeah. Wow. The wind whistled outside. It seemed to be calling to her. Sarah Lee sat in her gigantic living room, curled up in her IKEA armchair. The walls were covered in priceless art, animal heads, and old weapons. It's an interesting decor. Her father had been an avid collector, but she had never liked them. That's why all of the other rooms in her massive estate had been painted over or knocked down to make even more room. The art didn't bother her as much at the moment because she swore there was someone outside. The curtains were closed, but every time Sarah Lee closed her eyes, she saw a crazed maniac standing outside, waiting for the lights to go out. Ooh, it's all going to be Halloween or something, hasn't it?
Oh, new voice.
Uh-oh. Who's going to do this one?
I don't know.
Maybe I should do it because... I could do another female voice. Come on! And here we go, female voice number 2 from my acting days.
You sound like a Cockney chimney sweep with some sort of major problem.
Oh, I do have a major problem. Come on, she said to herself. This is stupid. There's nothing dangerous out there.
It's amazing.
Then she heard a shuffling sound, like someone walking down her gravel path that circled the stately home. She grabbed one of the antique guns from the wall. Sarah Lee knew it was loaded as her dad kept them that way. Very responsible parenting there. He always had complained to her mother that it wasn't authentic unless it had real bullets inside. Why the fuck would you marry someone like that? Jesus.
It's not a real gun unless you shot someone with it. Recently, like in the last week.
Like an ex-wife or something. She stood silent, waiting. What for, she didn't want to know. A few minutes passed and still nothing. Sarah Lee breathed a deep sigh of relief. Relief?
You've put it as relief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah Lee breathed a deep sigh of relief. Because it's more worrying than relief, you know? She was just about to tell herself how stupid she was being again when a figure bust through the large windows. She fired and dropped the gun. She ran to the phone and dialed for the police. Sarah Lee expected to see a body on her expensive carpet. Instead, there was just a big bullet hole. Well, does that mean she missed then and she just shot into the ground, or...?
I guess. Also, I wonder if she would have been bothered if it was a cheap carpet. The problem is, God, you know how hard bloodstains are to get out.
Well, now she's worried that the gun hasn't got a bullet in it, so her dad's really going to be annoyed as well.
Also, I just realised that, so this person is rich, lives in this incredible house, lots of antique furniture. Like, what armchair would she have? An IKEA one. IKEA is like...
It's where all the rich people shop.
Heirloom furniture. Oh yes, this is my Louis XVI IKEA armchair.
Passed down from my father. Who bought it last week. Also, why didn't she, if she thought there was someone outside, why didn't she run to her phone and dial for the police straight away?
Because she didn't think... I think she was paranoid. She's like, oh, is there someone outside?
Right,
I'm not sure. And then they burst through the window. She shot her expensive IKEA carpet.
She'd sacred the intruder off, but for how long? It's always good when you can sacred the intruders away. The morning brought with it fresh sun. Sorry, I'm going to try this again. I don't know why this is so funny. The morning brought with it fresh sunshine and little birds that went tweet, tweet. All the things MC hated at the moment. You hate sunshine and little birds.
That go tweet, tweet. It's just the tweet, tweet noise that annoys me.
So you're okay with the little birds, but you don't like it when they tweet, tweet.
Exactly.
And that fresh sunshine you hate as well. If it's left over from the day
stale
before, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
He swept the sleep from the corners of both eyes and stretched. Because of the dark red curtains in his bedroom, not much light shone through. I mean, I feel like any curtains would do that, regardless of colour. MC wondered if Shinno Khan's prediction of some action today would come true. He was usually right, and that wasn't good news for the Ginger Ninja. I feel like that becomes like your nickname. It's a thing I use.
Have you used it? I'm sure you've used it before.
I think I've only used it like once or something like that. But I'm pretty sure I was like, oh, that's good, I'm going to use it. It kind of rhymes, yeah. Since Chip had gone away, he felt like a cheap whore.
Finally, a bit of realism in this.
Since Chip had gone away, he felt like a cheap whore to fight without his friend by his side.
I don't get that.
I don't know. So, I can't actually imply any logic to that. So, if you were to fight, you'd feel like a cheap whore because I'm not there.
Apparently? Is it like I'm cheating on you?
I don't know. I don't understand that at all. Maybe it's all the fresh sunshine you haven't been getting. But if someone was in desperate need, then there was no way MC would let him or her suffer. Because it is men and women that suffer.
But mainly men.
Yeah. Jay and Louise were already up. They sat down to their breakfast of toast and jam in the hallway.
That's where the coffee table is.
Wow, they've actually got like... They sit in the hallway for their coffee and their breakfast and...
Oh, okay, no, there's an explanation. It's not just you being bad
okay.
at writing, maybe.
They had moved mostly all of the furniture from the living room, including the TV, into the large hallway area of the mansion, as the window in the front room was boarded up with old planks of wood. Of course, from the battle of the end of season 1.
I mean, they do live in a mansion. Presumably there was another room they could use as a living room, rather than just using the hallway.
Well, in season 1 we kept adding rooms to it. It got bigger and bigger, so...
And now were they taking them away?
Yeah, progress. The gang hadn't been able to afford a new window since MC and Chip jumped through it to avoid the army of dead a few months ago. "Morning," said Louise in her usual chirpy tone. Was that chirpy enough?
It wasn't very chirpy. Try again.
"Morning," said Louise in her usual chirpy tone.
That was chirpy. "It's Tuesday,"
Jay stated.
Yes. Morning, guys. And what the hell are you on about, Jay?
MC asked, scratching his head.
"It's Tuesday,"
his former rich friend replied.
Okay. This is... He likes Slipknot and he used to be rich.
Former rich friend.
Character development. "It's Tuesday,"
his former rich friend replied.
"That means you're on pancake duty."
MC nodded in agreement and headed into the kitchen.
Pancakes.
He thought.
Never easy to flip one-handed.
Is that... You can flip things. I thought everyone did it, like...
I know. Maybe he means, like, you know, you got the spatula in one hand, you got the pan in the other.
I guess. Maybe he's trying to hold the frying pan with his stumped hand.
He just tapes it on with duct tape.
That would work.
It would.
It would totally work. After the gang had finished their 5th round of pancakes, they sat back and held their stomachs. They're poor. How can they afford all these pancakes? The front door of the mansion was also needing serious repairing. A point MC was sure to make a mental point of, as a complete stranger just wandered straight in. A point MC was sure to make a mental point of.
I will make a mental point of that.
That point needs a mental point.
I will make a point to make a mental point of it.
She was tall, had brown hair, and was well dressed. Louise noticed the expensive items of clothing on her slim body as the stuff she regularly read about in magazines.
This
is not good.
You're such a feminist, weren't you?
Bitch, she thought behind a greeting smile. Oh no.
Oh wow.
Oh, what a terrible human being I was. And still am. Oh, because all women get jealous of fashion. For fuck's sake. Jay was the first to stand up and greet their guest. He was instantly smitten with the girl, who was no doubt good looking, but what Jay found attractive more than anything was the obvious money in her bank account. Oh god, this is getting worse.
Hi,
he said politely.
What can we do for a lovely lady such as yourself?
I need help, she replied.
It's like Jay talking to himself.
Hopefully Louise doesn't join in on this conversation. This is going to be really fucking difficult.
English,
Jay thought.
Fantastic.
Because it's xenophobic as well.
Only rich, good-looking English women for me.
There's a lot of Westerners, rich Westerners in Japan, apparently.
You come to the right place,
he said.
What's wrong? Remember, we do anything for our customers' pleasure.
Oh, is he going to offer a bed bath? Oh, God. MC felt obliged to rescue the poor girl.
I'm MC.
An introduction was always a good way to start. Nope, that's wrong. An introduction was always a good way to start.
I do most of the helping around here.
Sarah Lee explained to the people, who looked like they had just come from a sleepover party or were in the middle of one, how she was being stalked and about the intruder in her home last night. Jay secretly knew why a guy would want to stalk her. Oh, God, Jay.
I mean, I don't know about you. Whenever I see an attractive woman, I'm always like, yeah, I want to stalk her.
Well, obviously, it's because of those fine clothes. You know,
Yeah.
she deserves to be stalked, so that's the problem.
And she's rich too.
Yeah.
She's asking for a big bank account like that.
Bitch. Fuck's sake.
So, how do you know about us?
Asked MC. Well, I telephoned the police during the attack, and I spoke to a very nice lady. Detective Lockhart, I think her name was.
Oh, yeah, with a firm handshake.
Yeah, Tifa's back, baby. I can't wait to hear your Tifa voice again. MC smiled. Sarah Lee carried on. But also, why is a police detective getting a phone call about an intruder and then going, well, there's a one-handed ninja that you can go and see?
Look, we're a bit shit. I'm not going to lie.
Anyway, she said there was a small private detective agency just a mile or so down the road from where I live. You come highly recommended.
I like, are we a local private detective agency?
So, in this area of Tokyo, there's obviously a lot of very rich housing.
Sure.
Apparently, one of the mansions was abandoned, but the other one is still lived in with all its IKEA furniture. And MC chose to take that in a "I bet he's great in bed" recommendation from Tifa Lockhart.
What? It's canon that MC and Tifa didn't have sex, right? Because that was one of his regrets.
Yes, I think they briefly met once, and that was it. So
Score.
Not
That's
even
like second base, right?
That didn't even
Eye
happen
contact.
within the narrative of the story. It was just we heard about it. This is awful. He had not spoken to her in a long time, but it was good to know that she was still thinking of him. Okay, so I guess he's had a hard summer, so he hasn't really been in contact. And
Well, you know what MC's like. Once he's made eye contact, he's like, that's it.
once he's had a firm handshake, it's basically marriage, and he stalks them.
Well, we will certainly help in any way that we can. Right, guys?
Both Louise and Jay nodded. although thought different things.
Oh, Christ. Maybe I should help out in the oral pleasure way.
Thought Jay.
Oh, God. This is just as bad, this next line.
Die, bitch!
Thought Louise.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Should we...
Let's
end
end
it
that
there.
episode there.
I wanted to say that it's not normally so sexist or sexist.
Or horrible
Yeah.
and horrendous and should be burnt. Well, that was an interesting opening to season 2, wasn't it?
Things have changed.
Yeah,
in
everyone's a
15
bastard
years
now.
since that was written. I mean, it was the dark opening to the season 2, but in a more of a misogynist way than you probably intended.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this where I've genuinely felt incredibly embarrassed and horrified that I wrote this.
Previously, we were able to laugh at it.
Yeah, because it was silly. There were grammar errors, and it was not very nice at times, but it wasn't as horrendous as this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is bad. This is...
I also feel bad that we're sort of suggesting this about our friends as well.
Yeah, because that's not what we think of them at all.
No.
But I think at least I can separate that in some ways, because I do feel like originally it was like, okay, I'm going to put all my friends into this. But I think they become us in name only from kind of this point on.
Very true.
They become their own kind of characters and become really horrible characters apparently as well. So that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with the little birds that go tweet tweet.
That's the thing you're hung up on the most, isn't it? Yeah, that's the worst thing to come out of this.
How dare you misrepresent me like that?
Oh, great. Well, we've got part 2 from episode 1 to come, and I'm dreading it now, so that's fun.
Hopefully we'll hear more about the luxurious life of the 1% and how they have loaded guns on the walls and IKEA armchairs.
And really nice clothes that make women immensely jealous and make men want to stalk them.